So here we are going to write a MATLAB program to illustrate the sigma delta A to D conversion operation here. So A to D, so it means analog to digital here. So for that purpose, first of all we have to generate the analog signal which is fed as the input to the converter system here, and at the output we shall be obtaining the digital signal here. So for generation of the analog type of the signal, first of all we shall be requiring a frequency component here. So let us define the frequency component with the help of the variable W0 here, and here we formulate this W0. So it is basically the omega as we used in the theory and the mathematical expression representing the angular type of the frequency. So the angular frequency is just having the relation with the frequency value that we measure in terms of hertz by 2 pi f here. So here I have 2 multiplied to the constant that I write as pi here, further multiplied to the frequency component. So in this particular programming I am just having a fixed value of f here, and we can vary the length and the amplitude here. So for the frequency component here, let us select 0.01, and when it is multiplied by 2 pi, so it is giving us W0 to be the angular frequency component here. Next to that I will be defining one more variable regarding the generation of the input signal here, so that it will be the length of the input signal here. So let us accept this particular value right from the user that is executing this particular program. So the user can provide this information from the command prompt here. So for accepting such information, here we are having the input command in the MATLAB here. So after input keyword and a pair of parentheses here, wherein inside there it is a pair of single quotes, I will be writing a statement here. So type the length of input sequence space equal to sign space coming out of the bracket having semicolon to end this particular syntax, and then to the next line here. Now we require the signal to be converted from analog to that of the digital, and for the discrete representation of the output signal here we will be requiring the discrete time variable. So usually we denote it by small n. So let us define it to start with the value 1 with the interval of 1 up to the capital N to be the length of the signal that we have accepted as the input from command window here. So after formulating this n here, we are having another variable again for the discrete time representation, so that it will be equal to n minus 1 here. We will use it further in the programming here, and then let us define one variable that is named as capital A. So it is going to accept the amplitude information for the signal here. So again we are making the use of input command, and inside the parenthesis and a pair of single quotes I am writing here type the amplitude of input sequence. So basically the analog signal we don't call to be a sequence here, but as we are working into the MATLAB environment for the display purpose, by taking a very small interval between the two values here, we are just displaying the analog type of the signal, but at the end there it is certain digitization here. So after accepting all these particular values for the generation of the signal, let us have the generation performed here. So I will just comment this particular line to modularize this particular portion of the MATLAB script here. So this is generation of analog input signal here, and let x will be the variable that will hold this analog signal here. So let us have this analog type of the signal to hold the amplitude A that we are accepting from the command window. This A is multiplied to, so for the continuous type of the signal I am making the use of cosine function. So it will produce a sinusoidal type of the signal, and the maximum amplitude that will be equal to capital A here. So inside the cosine function here we require the frequency component here. So frequency component we have defined for the angular frequency denoted by W0 here, and let this be multiplied to the discrete time variable small m that we have formulated in the above step here. So this is what the generation of the analog input signal here. Next to that, at the same time we shall be plotting this particular analog input signal and then further generating the digital output signal as per the sigma to delta A to D conversion operation here. So for plotting purpose I require the axis here. So for defining the axis within a pair of parentheses, inside there it is a pair of square bracket here, we have 0 space n minus 1, then let us have minus 1.2, then 1.2 here, at the end semicolon. Now for display of the input signal we are making the use of plot command, and to the plot command there should be the input arguments of the discrete time variable small m and the input signal that is holding the information by the variable x here. Now to this particular plot using the two axes here, there should be nomenclature to the axis here. So let us have for the horizontal axis the nomenclature be like, here I write time as the quantity or the parameter you see. So x label is the syntax to provide nomenclature to the horizontal axis here. So for the vertical axis I am making the use of y label command, and thereupon I will be writing amplitude information. So simply amplitude as the term here. And to this particular plot we can provide a simple title. So let us write this particular title to be input analog signal. So this is what the generation of the input signal and its display on the MATLAB console here. Now after this particular display has been made there, we have to get this converted to the digital form as per the sigma delta A to D conversion operation here. That is why to get the changes done here I am making the use of pause as a keyword here. So after we hit any key on the keyboard, once this particular MATLAB window has been displayed thereupon, so the further part will be displayed here. So this further part is the generation of digital output signal. Digital output signal here. So now for holding the information of the output signal that we can obtain from the input here, let us make the use of variable as small y here. So let us initially have this small y variable of the all elements to be equal to 0 and having the dimensions 1 comma capital N plus 1 here. So capital N is the length of the input sequence that we have obtained as the input value from the command window here. Along with this y we need another intermediate variable v0. So initially that is holding the value 0 here. Then for generating the digital output signal as per the sigma delta A to D conversion operation, we are here making the use of for loop here. So here we are writing the for as a keyword, and here for loop should be for the value of the parameter k that is started at the 2 with the interval of 1 up to capital N plus 1 here. So these many iterations it has to perform here, and initially inside this for loop I am going to formulate one variable v1. So v1 will be x of k minus 1 minus y of k minus 1, which will add it to v0 here, ending with the help of semicolon, and now making the use of if command. So the condition is to be put up with the if command here, so it should not be within parentheses here, so it should be like this. So the v1 variable that we have just now computed after entering into the iteration of the for loop here. So if v1 is greater than or equal to 0, so in that situation let us have the output generated y of k that is equal to 1 here. If this condition is false, so here I am writing else as a keyword, so that time y of k for the output representation here, it is resulting into the value minus 1. So this is what the if condition we have used here, and if else statement has to be ended here. Next to that, v0 we equate to the value v1 here, and afterwards we can get out of the for looping here. So every iteration that it goes with the value of small k started at 2 and up to capital N plus 1, there it will be the variation into the value of v0, so it will be updated with every iteration here. Now in general the output can be denoted by yn here, which is equal to y of, inside I just start at 2 up to capital N plus 1 here, so ending with the help of semicolon. Now this is the output signal that has been for the digital output signal, and now we have to make it displayed here. So for display purpose I require the axis here, so within a pair of parentheses inside a pair of square brackets, here I write 0 space capital N minus 1 space minus 1.2 space 1.2 here, coming out of the bracket and having semicolon to end. For display of the digital type of the signal using sigma delta A to D conversion operation, here we are making the use of the MATLAB syntax stairs, and to it we are providing input argument as m, the discrete time variable, and the output signal holded up by the variable yn here. So next to that, after the use of stairs, to this particular plot we require labeling here. So for horizontal axis let us make the use of x label as a command here, and thereupon I will be writing time as the quantity. So after horizontal axis we require nomenclature to the vertical axis, so let us write it to be y label, and thereupon we shall be writing amplitude, and afterwards there should be a title to this particular plot where the output signal in digital form is displayed. So here I write output of sigma delta quantizer. So at the end this was the output, and now after getting this quantized output with the help of the sigma delta operation here, we are going to have filtering onto the output signal. So let us write the comment filtering the output signal. So here for filtering purpose we are going to make a switch from time domain to the frequency domain here. So let us have the use of FFT command, the fast Fourier transformation here, and this will be operated on the output signal here. So the output signal that we have generated and stored it into the variable named small yn here. So after getting it transformed, let us denote it by capital Y here. Then again by making the use of pause keyword here, we are going to display this filtered output here. So just now we have the output signal transform to the Fourier domain with the help of the FFT symbol here, FFT syntax here. Now we are going to make the use of a filter function defined here. So let us have the filter function we defined with the letter capital H, and here it holds the coefficient values 1, 1, then 0.5, then with the help of the function zeros for the input arguments 1 comma capital N minus 5, here we have space, where it is 0.5 space 1 here at the end semicolon. And now into the frequency domain we want to have this filter function to operate onto the output signal here. So let us have capital YF to hold the filtered information holded up. So we have capital Y, that is the frequency domain representation of the output signal, now operated by the filter function here. So for that purpose we have element wise multiplication of Y with the capital H as defined above here, and then we want to get back to the time domain. So for that purpose let us make the use of inverse Fourier transformation here. So as we have FFT syntax for the forward transformation, we have IFFT syntax for inverse fast Fourier transformation here, and the input here it will be capital YF that just now we have computed here after operating with the help of the filter function capital H here. So now the filtered output should also be displayed here. So after the pause here we are going to have a display in the MATLAB window. So for that purpose we require the axis. So here it is the axis, 0 space capital N minus 1, then minus 1.2 plus 1.2 here. Then we are going to make the use of plot command here, and the input argument should be small m and OUT, the out variable that we have the filtered output getting back to the time domain here. So as this is the representation into the continuous form, we are going to make the use of plot command here, and then there should be a nomenclature to the axis here. So X label is the command to have name to the horizontal axis. Let us write it in usual form to be the time information here, and then there should be nomenclature to the vertical axis. So here we are writing it to be amplitude. Next to that we require the title, and here I show the title as low pass filtered output, low pass filtered output here. So this is what the complete script we wanted for the MATLAB program 7. So here the application is from sigma delta A to D converter operation here. So now first of all I will like to save this particular script. So as this is the 8th chapter here, I will write it program 8 underscore, the 7th program it is there, but it is the 20th topic. I will write program 8 underscore 20 dot m will be the file extension here. So you see here this is the file that has been generated in the current directory here, and the same has appeared at the title bar of the editor window here. Now let us run this particular program. Now as I run this particular program, you see the status there, it is showing waiting for input, and now here it is asking the information regarding type the length of the input sequence. So let us enter, for example, the length of the input sequence be 200, and it is asking us next type the amplitude of the input sequence. Let us say for example the amplitude is equal to 2. So now I hit the enter. So now you see there it is one MATLAB window that has been popped up here. I just maximize this particular window. You see on the vertical axis we have amplitude, and on the horizontal axis we have time as a parameter. So from 0 to 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180 up to 200, we have the values here. So the amplitude versus the time here, and at the title part here we have input analog signal here. And now you see the status here, the status is paused, press any key here. Now see, this is the input signal to be converted to the digital domain here with the help of sigma delta A to D conversion operation here. So this is the input here. Now when I press any key here, so now you see in the same MATLAB window we are having the output of sigma delta quantizer displayed here. So you see here amplitude on the vertical axis, whereas on the horizontal axis again we have time parameter. So from 0 to 20, 40, 60, 80 up to 200 we have the same markings here. Now the output is not the continuous as it was for the input signal in the previous case here. So after pressing any particular key, now you see only the two levels of the amplitude here, either completely 1 or completely -1 here you can say. So here you see whatever it was the portion from the particular input signal, that is according to the positive side here. So here it has been shifted to the positive 1 extremity, and whatever that it was a value portion here, so it has got become -1 here. So you can see the three peaks here we have. So in the initial part, in the middle part, and in the end part here. So this is what the conversion of the analog type of the signal to that of the digital with the help of the sigma delta A to D conversion operation. Now there it is also the filtering part appended in the programming here. So again you see the status is paused, press any key. So when I press any key, so that time you see in the same MATLAB window, here it is low pass filtered output signal here. Now you see after filtering this particular output signal, you see here it is most similar to the original signal that we have used as the input for A to D conversion here. So this is our MATLAB script working here, and that it is MATLAB program 7 here. So I just close this particular window and run this particular program again. So see at the command window it is asking type the length of the input sequence here. So let us say this time it is 250, we have changed it, and type the amplitude of input sequence. So for example we have 2.5. Hitting enter, you see the input analog signal. After pressing any key, you see the corresponding output of sigma delta quantizer has been displayed here, and again hitting any particular key, you see the low pass filtered output signal here. So this is what the implementation of the concept of the sigma delta A to D conversion operation here.